Jason's with us in New York. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve, sir. How can I help?
So first I want to thank you. I've read Financial Peace, and I've also read Total Money Makeover. I make about $47 a year. I started off with $80,000 in debt, and thanks to you, I've paid off 36 of it.
Good for you.
So again, thank you. My question, however, is in regards to baby step number 4. I just want to get straight to the point. What makes you so confident in the stock market, considering the fact that you nor I can control it at the end of the day?
Well, I can't control it, but I can't control what the price of my house is going to do either. I don't control the price of the real estate in my neighborhood, do I?
No, you don't.
And so when you get ready to buy a house, now if you're not in New York City, if you're out in a typical town in America and you get ready to buy a house and you move in and you drive down a street with big trees and the homes are well settled and those homes have been there 10, 15 years and every year they've gone up. One year they went down, but all the other years they went up. Then that's what we call a good neighborhood, isn't it?
Correct.
Now, you don't get a guarantee when you buy a house on that street, and I don't control what the future values of the house on that street are going to be, but I can look at the history of values in that area and say the track record is an indicator that makes me feel safe enough that even though I don't have any guarantees, I can buy in that. And that's what the stock market is. Let's think about what the stock market is. It's called the New York Stock Exchange, which means it's where they exchange stocks. Buyers sell and sellers buy. It's a flea market for stocks, okay? And who is on the New York Stock Exchange? It's called the Big Board in the business because it's the biggest companies are on there. The top 500 companies are in what's called the S&P 500. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is only 30 companies. But the stock exchange consists of companies like Microsoft or Apple or General Motors or Coca-Cola or McDonald's or Home Depot and so on, okay? And these are business, and Target, these are businesses that you and I do business with. We walk by, we look at them, and you say, okay, if you take 500 names like I just listed, that we just about recognize every one of them almost, right? Exxon, right? And you take 500 of those and you say, across 500 of them, there's going to be some stupid ones that are going to go out of business. Across 500 of them, there's some of them are going to be like Apple and do nothing but go straight up. They could buy a small country, Their cash position is unbelievable right now, as an example. Okay, but so some of them are going to go stratosphere up, some of them are going to crash and go into the cellar. But by and large, across the 500 biggest, brightest companies in America, what we're saying is that represents the economy, doesn't it?
It does.
And so what do we believe about the next 20 years about the economy? I can tell you what I believe. I believe it's going to go down, and I believe it's going to go up. And I believe it's going to go down, and I believe it's going to go up. That's what the economy generally does, doesn't it?
Well, I guess the reason why I'm skeptical is because I think of someone in my predicament back in 1978 where they were told, you work for the state, work 30 years, and you'll have a wonderful retirement. Well, 30 years after 1978, you have 2008. And what do those people have? So I just get scared that I'm going to be in the same predicament.
Yeah. Well, if you were in the stock market in 2008, here's what happened. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was 12,000. Okay?
Okay.
And it dropped basically in half. It dropped to 6,400 by March of 2008. Right? So the stock market, you didn't lose. So let's say you had $100,000 in your 401k, and it dropped in half. It went from 12,000 to 6,400. So now it's worth 50,000. You follow me?
I follow you.
You know what the Dow's trading at today?
Probably a lot more than that.
22,000.
Okay.
Up from 6. Past 12, where it started. So did it go down? Yep. Went down. The most it's ever gone down in history, as a matter of fact, except for the Great Depression. It was the biggest drop ever in the last 100+ years, except for the Great Depression. So it's a real good measuring stick against what your fears are. But then the question is, not only did it go down, what happened after it went down? Well, it came back up, and then kept going. Now, will it come down again? Yeah. And then will it go back up? Yeah, because I believe that 50 years from today, when you're an old man, you're going to, is the stock market going to be worth more? Has the economy gone up over that 50 years? While it went up and down, up and down, up and down, overall, is the line up? Yeah, just like I believe if you buy a house on that street with the trees I'm talking about, that 10 years later, that house is going to have more in value. I don't have control over either one, but I can look at the track record and say, over the scope of a long period of time, you're going to be fine. And that's why I invest in those two things. It's pretty simple. It's why I don't play with single stocks, because I can't tell what that one company's going to do. Too much risk. It jumps up and down all over the place. I don't put money in single stocks at all. That's why I'm in mutual funds across 90 to 200 different companies. Again, America's and the world's best and brightest companies out there. And by the way, I'm 57. I've been doing this a long time, and I've made a lot of money doing that. Millions and millions of dollars. And none of it really was anything sexy that you can talk about on the golf course and go like, I'm so smart. It was more like the tortoise than the hare. Ugly, slow, steady, not impressive. But when we look at how much I put in versus the tens of millions that are in there now, made a lot of money. Those companies I just mentioned made me a lot of money because they've gone up in value because I'm an old guy. I'm 57. And so I started doing it, when I'm in my 30s, late 20s and 30s. So I've got a long track record, and I've made great money. It's how you become a millionaire. When I'm talking to these millionaires that call in on the Millionaire Theme Hour, you know what the number one answer is? How they became a millionaire? Most of them have $1 million to $5 million net worth when they call in. Number one answer, their 401k. They're sitting there with $1.5 million. If you listen to the hours, you can hear it. You listen to it on the podcast. It's over and over and over. I got $1.5 million. Okay, break it down for me. I got $400,000 in my house. I got $1 million in my 401k and mutual funds. That's the stock market. And they did that over the last period of time like I've done it. Same period of time. These guys are, a lot of them are 40, 50, 60, like my age group, right? And they started when they were like your age. So, is it perfect? No. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. And sometimes if you watch the news, it's going to scare the crap out of you. But just keep going. Be the tortoise. Be the tortoise. Be the tortoise. Never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Every time I read the book, he wins. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.